Alright, so welcome to another BPL battle as we're in week 7 and we're up against the Rosmalen Roserades. We're up against River. Don't be confused with the other person that we battled the other week, but for this week we're pretty much battling a different team, um, so just keep that in mind. For this week, we're now able to use our transactions. So here's the full list of our team we have here. Not the one that we have on the screen, but I'll just list it out. So our team is Mega Blaziken, Kirambi, Zapdos, Krookodile, Jirachi, Alomomola. Our newcomers, Gardevoir, Crobat, Vileplume, Tauros, and Quilladin. So that's pretty much the team we have. So for this week, we're up against Rivers as he has a Weavile, Gigantula, Lopunny, or Mega Lopunny, Tapu Lele, also Valley, which can be any type, so, and Slowking. Other mons I could have brought were Fortress, Breloom, Ditto, and of course, Gengar, so I was very surprised I didn't bring Ditto because of how he could have just copied my Mega Blaziken, so, um, and he actually has a Tapu Lele, so, with paired with Slowking, so I gotta watch out for that. So, especially with paired with Sticky Wave option. So, for this battle, I'm pretty much noting like, okay, so what am I gonna bring for this week? So, here I decided to bring like pretty much a very somewhat weak Blaziken with Flare Blade, Slow Kick, and Knockoff, or sort of like during attacks plus Protect. And it might not be that weak, but it's more so that like I don't have setup because obviously like if Ditto were to come and just copy my stats, that would be very bad. So I also have an Alomomola, which is physical gun, which is a liquidation, knockoff, which protects, so Rocky Helmet. Then I have Zapdos, which defog, Heat Wave, Discharge, Roost, the usual. So Jirachi is actually, I believe, Sub-Toxic, Fire Punch, and Iron Head. So just to pretty much annoy his team, just spread Toxic around. And I have a Scarf Crocodile just to outspeed some stuff, especially the Weavile and Lopunny. So with Scarf Rocks, and also we have our defensive Vileplume making an appearance. So let's get right into it. So here we lead to Crocodile, and he goes into Weavile. So right now I decided to lead with Crocodile just to get the Intimidate off, just to see what type of Weavile this is, and of course I'm faster, but the thing is, I read out this thing not like attempt to do much against any of my mons, but of course you could just always go for knockoff. So yeah, here I'm just gonna switch out, go into my Super Soaker Alomomola as he goes to Slowking. So I could have gone for knockoff here, but I'm gonna play it a little bit more safe. I don't want to get this thing toxic, as he does go for toxic. So or he could also go for setup. So I decided just to go to Jirachi. So yeah, and I wanted to get a toxic on this thing ASAP. So yeah, but I could also set up on this thing with sub. So here I kind of make a dumb play, as you'll see that I try to go for toxic on the Civali, but it doesn't work. So I'm like, oh crap, this is steel. But unfortunately for me, the Fire Punch or the Fire Fang doesn't break my sub, so that's pretty nice. So that could pretty much help me try to set up some more subs on this thing. So I do get a crit on this thing, which is fun for it, but then again, I could have just picked 2 Fire Punches, but I know, kind of my own fault, but still, I got rewarded on it. So here he's just gonna go for another Fire Fang, and I'm not so sure what exactly the Silvally can do. So as here I'm just gonna go for another sub as he goes into Lopunny, and yeah, I could just easily just go for Toxic, and he could just go for the Fire Punch, and yeah, and I could just go for Toxic here and just wear this Lopunny down. So I don't really, I kind of need to get like most of his team worn down for Blaziken to like sweep. So that's pretty much the main end game for either Blaziken or Crocodile to sweep. So here I just go to Aloe just to get healthy with my Jirachi yet again, but here he's gonna go for the parting shot, obviously. So go into Tapu Lele as I do go for the wish, and obviously I don't want to be set up fodder on this thing. So here he predicts this and he goes for Shadow Ball, but of course I'm gonna have wish support. So He's gonna go for Shadow Ball, and it's not gonna do that much. And I'm gonna go for the Iron Head. And I'm gonna chunk this Lele very down, pretty hard, so which almost any of my stabs could just knock him out. So yeah, Jirachi's gonna get some recovery with that. So here I'm just gonna go switch out to Aloe because he might be locked into something. So here he goes back to Galvantula, as of course a Psychic Terrain goes that way. So. And here I decided to go to Jirachi yet again, since I can pretty much take any hit from this thing, so I have to be very careful because Weavile is lurking around, so if he goes for a Volt Switch, that could be pretty bad, so yeah. As he is going to go for it, so here he's going to go for Lopunny, as I'm just going to go for a Fire Punch. Just trying to get chip damage on this Galvantula, or now the Lopunny, so of course Lopunny is pretty weakened now, so that's pretty helpful, so. And I'm just going to try to get it even more weakened. But fortunately for him, he does have Drain Punch, so it's going to mitigate the damage. But of course, he's going to get worn down over time, so yeah. So at this point, I'm like, alright, so this Lopunny can't really threaten me that much. So what I'm going to do is just go for Liquidation, and I do get a crit on this Galvantula, and I do enjoy the damage we got on it since it's now infantry kill range of Blaziken or Crook, so even Vileplume, so that's pretty helpful. So low-key Aloe is just being a good threat here, so he goes for Volt Switch, and here I decide, you know what, I'm gonna go for Endless Plumes because I don't want to take any hit from this thing. And of course he could go to Weavile, but or Lopunny or Lele, but he goes to Slowking, and I'm like, okay, so this thing is offensive, so I'm gonna go with Zapdos, as he goes for Psychic. Here I just go for Defog, try to remove the hazards, but he is gonna go for Toxic, which is gonna be pretty helpful information because now I know that this thing doesn't likely have Calm Mind, because if he did, then he probably like, it would be a weird Calm Mindset though. He would probably have like Agwab very only, but then again, with the Toxic Psychic, that implies that he doesn't have he needs a recovery option and maybe Scald, so for Blaziken, so Crocodile, so yeah. So at this point I'm just gonna go for Discharge, do a massive chunk of damage here, as he's gonna go for Slack Off, so maybe not the in hindsight that might not have been a good play, but you know, maybe we got some paralysis, but then again, what have you say, so here I'm just gonna go for Sub, since I noticed that Skull isn't gonna break my sub anyway, so I'm just gonna go for my Fire Punch here, as he's just gonna he's very adamant trying to get the sub away, so I'm just gonna low-key just keep recovering with this sub, so yeah. And yeah, at this point he's gonna go to the Galvantula, and at this point he's gonna go for Volt Switch yet again, and he's gonna go for Lopunny, as I do go for a Fire Punch. Honestly, I should have just went for Iron Head. It did a little bit more damage than usual, but here I decided to go for Endless Plumes or Vileplume, since I could easily recover this off and just be healthy. So here he has Fire Punch, but as you'll see, I just go for the Sludge Bomb. So yeah, so at this point he just goes to Galvantula, and he's gonna go for Sticky Webs, and I'm gonna go for Strength Sap, and yeah. Alright, so the computer, for the music stopped, like, or the audio stopped there, so I had to pick up where it last came off, so. Alright, so regarding this matchup right here, so we have Vileplume versus Galvantula, so at this point, Galvantula is pretty much like, I don't want to say dead weight, but it's kind of done its job setting up the Sticky Webs for him, for Rivers, but Vileplume can pretty much take any hit from this thing. However, the main concern for me is this Weavile, and Slowking, because Weavile hasn't taken any damage at all, and I still don't know what item it is, so and the worst of all, Zapdos is already weakened, and I can't defog at all, so it's gonna really come down to this Weavile, in my opinion, because Slowking, I could pretty much stall it out with Toxic. Lele is pretty much dead between Aloe and Jirachi, and also and well, yeah, and Slowking's pretty much toxic, and yeah, it's just Weavile and Galvantula is pretty much used. semi-useless now, so yeah. So here he's just gonna try to get up as much chip as possible, as I'm just gonna go for Sludge Bomb, so yeah, at this point he's gonna go to Weavile, and yeah, he's gonna try to go for the Swords Dance, which kind of made sense given the matchup, so I did go for Sludge Bomb just to like try and get as much chip damage as possible, maybe get a poison here, so now obviously this Weavile of course has an ice move, so probably Icicle Crash, Ice Punch, knockoff, probably for my Jirachi, and also maybe the last move is something like Aerial Ace or hell even like Foul Play for Blaziken. But then again, like Aerial Ace makes the most sense in my opinion, but like but if it's also Foul Play, it could also stall out my okay, it kind of depends because in this situation it really comes down to one, the item on the Weavile, and also the C move it has, and also like which one of the two between Blaziken and Aloe can deal with them, because obviously like Vileplume's gonna get sacked right now, so do whatever ice move this thing has. So the plan right now is just to go to Alomomola and just try to go for liquidation, yeah, and force hit, and here's the thing. If this thing is, if this Weavile is indeed a Z-Foul Play, then he doesn't knock out Aloe, but it's gonna come down to some very 50-50 possibilities, but also whether if he is also Aerial Ace, that means he's not Foul Play, so yeah. Unless he's some weird moveset that forgoes knockoff, so yeah. Because he kinda needs knockoff, so. And Foul Play isn't powered by like Swords Dance, so yeah. Here he's gonna go for Icicle Crash and yeah, knock me out. And I'm gonna go with my Super Soaker, and here he's gonna go for knockoff. He's gonna get recoil from Rocky Helmet, and I'm fortunately able to knock out this Weavile. So yeah, at this point, it's pretty much game because like, I just have to switch around with Proper's predictions and see what he locks himself into. So here, he goes for Shadow Ball, and I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna just go into Jirachi, but I'm just gonna probably sack Aloe because at this point Jirachi is pretty much my best mon here. So I don't know why I just said sack Aloe. I don't want to. Okay, I contradicted myself right there in that sentence. So yeah. So I just went for like. I pretty much wanted to sack my Aloe right there since I didn't want Jirachi to take the damage, so yeah. So either way, we would have still eaten that Shadow Ball, so so now Jirachi's pretty much in against this Soaking, and yeah, as soon as I land this Toxic, it's just a big game. So unless this thing is Rest as well, so since he hasn't really revealed it, or yeah, he did reveal Slack Off, so at this point it's pretty much over. So. At this point, I'm just gonna like talk over the game. So, yeah. GG's to Rivers as the Nidokings go on a 2-0 win streak. So, technically speaking, we are now 5-2. With the overall with our cumulative record. So that's pretty nice. Thinking about it now. So, so we came into the league kind of strong. So yeah. But hopefully, we could continue this this progress into the league. So yeah, especially now that we're getting to the very tail end of the season. So this is a 12-week league, and we're kind of starting off in the middle. So yeah, I still want to end the season strong. So maybe try to make a good push into playoffs. So and yeah, Slover out of the way, or Stoking out of the way. That's just game. So. GG's to Rivers as we improve our record to 5-2. So yeah. So hope you guys enjoyed this battle, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time. So peace.